This is Coach Rogers. Welcome to Career Coach Talk. Once again, we have a high quality, high value individual for us to introduce you to today. This is Miss Adina Collins. Now, let me tell you why Miss Adina Collins is so special. Now, she is the CEO of Fortitude Financial Consulting, right? She's originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm saying New Orleans, Louisiana, like I claim her as family for myself. I'm the one who's from New Orleans. She's from Shreveport, Louisiana, which is right up the highway. Her overall purpose, mission, and vision is to educate and mentor individuals and business owners to become more financially independent and financially savvy. She wants to equip these people to be financially fit, and her vision is to prepare several thousand individuals to successfully set up businesses to create multiple streams of income. She's extremely passionate about helping entrepreneurs realize their pursuits, their dreams, and to help business owners streamline their operations and become and remain profitable. She has her bachelor's in accounting and her MBA from the prestigious Tulane University. She has self-published an ebook, Caught Not Taught, 10 Pearls to Know Before Launching Your First Business. She has a podcast, Black Icons and Innovators, that is coming out, that's actually started in July. And she is an awesome and wonderful person. She also is a value partner working with us at the career coaching agency of My Digital Self. My friend and yours, allow me to introduce you guys to the comparable, incomparable, amazing, wonderful, Cajun cooking, awesome woman that is Miss Adina Collins. Hello, Adina Collins. Welcome to the show.
Hi, hello, Roger Speen. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You know, it just seems so formal to hear you say my first and last name. So I'm gonna call you Adina. You call me Rogers, and let's just dive right on into it. I've given people your background, where you're from, where you went to school, the vision and purposes, the mission and everything that you want to present to this world, things you've done, your ebook, you're an author, you got your own podcast that started back in July. You are on the move. Now, what we need to know from you is, in this COVID world that we're in, and we're trying to create a new normal for ourselves. Some of us have been furloughed. Some of us have had several family and life changes. What are some of the things that we can do to remain positive and successful in this COVID environment? Let's jump right into it.
Sure. Well, one of the things that I really enjoyed was at the beginning of the quarantine, which was around late March. One of the things that I had a chance to do was I had a chance to go ahead and join a Facebook group, which was centered on entrepreneurs and business owners. And so this was developed because that particular person, who's a national coach, decided, you know what, there are so many people that she knew that were going to be immediately impacted by COVID. And so one of the ways that she chose to help was to make this Facebook group available to people so that they could have a free exchange of ideas. This was her way of being able to serve others, even though she knew that there was going to be a lot of potential negatives that were going to hit people's lives. The fact that she could go ahead and give small talks to people once a day. The fact that she could go ahead and invite other entrepreneurs to be able to network with each other was a great thing. And one of the best things that came out of that particular Facebook group was a quote that she said, and it has stuck with me for since then. It's uncertainty brings opportunity. And a lot of times uncertainty will make us feel fearful because we feel like we are not in charge. We don't know what to expect. But the thing about it is that when there are many uncertainties, the good thing is that you're kind of also taking limits off of what was. And so if you were thinking kind of inside of a box before, now you get the opportunity to be able to expand, to be able to say, well, what if? And so because everything has kind of been thrown out of kilter, the way that things were done before doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way that they have to be done. And it's also opening yourself up to the opportunity to be able to work with other people. So I think that's what's really kept me really positive about what's been going on since COVID.
So let me ask you this. What things in particular that people are doing different? You say things don't have to be done the way they have been done. So what are things people can do different now in this environment that we've been all kind of been cast into to remain successful?
Well, no matter what industry that you're in, the great thing is that if you don't have in particular perishable goods, one great thing is that you can immediately become a national brand, and that's just by you being more accessible through the internet. So whether you are choosing to do Zoom conferences, virtual meetups, you're doing Facebook Lives, IG Lives, you may be doing other types of things, you are now able to make yourself even more well known. And it's just by you, again, taking time to be able to share the information that you're aware of with other people that you think may benefit from it. And so you may have at one point maybe felt like I can only serve just my city, I can only just serve my state. But now you have the opportunity to be able to reach out and to be able to network with people from across the country and now across the world, because people are now seeking the information that you have. And it's really, again, just opening up a much broader way for you to be able to reach people and to be able to reach them just about at any time. So think about it. What we're doing right now is a recording. I'm sure that this recording will probably also become available to people for a certain period of time. So you don't have to be stationary. Whereas, before, if you had to fly out and you had to physically be present at someone's building or at a particular event, now you have the ability to have this particular information replayed. Someone can watch this 24 hours a day for as long as you have this available. And so you were literally, again, making yourself even more accessible, which is a wonderful thing. And so people can get to know you better, they can get to know your brand better. And you also have the opportunity to be able to serve people that you may have never encountered before.
Okay, so as I'm hearing you describe, one of the things that you could do, of course, is become more virtual, and that content seem to have a longer lifespan and a wider reach of people. As I'm listening to you, so what are some of the mistakes that you notice that people are making that is putting in positions to not be so successful?
One, they are still operating as a silo. They still kind of operate under the Lone Ranger mentality. So I can do it all by myself. I really don't have to collaborate with anyone else. That is indeed a mistake, because once you start closing yourself off from other people, it doesn't necessarily have to be people within your own industry. It's great to be able to network among them, but then also too, you need to be thinking about other people who may complement what you do. So for example, I am in financial services. However, I still need to know other people that do marketing. I need to understand and network with other people that are in the IT space. I need to be able to understand other people that maybe are in HR to be able to understand what their training needs are. And so you definitely don't want to close yourself off from that. The second thing that a lot of people tend to do is, hey, I've always been doing it this way. I'm just going to go ahead and ride it out, and we're just going to keep going with what we knew to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect time for you to be
flexible and not wanting to change with the times.
Absolutely. This is the perfect time for you to be able to sit back, to be able to take a brief pause, to be able to look at your current process, to be able to reassess and reevaluate. You may actually find some different keys that you can turn. It may have been something that you may have shelved for a while, that now, because everything has changed, this is the perfect time for you to be able to launch or to be able to redo some things which may serve your clients even better.
Actually, a lot of people that I've been interviewing recently has been all kind of been saying that same thing. Like, this is the time to launch in the middle of people being furloughed, in the middle of jobs being, not so plentiful, in the middle of businesses having to shut down. Some of the, especially more brick and mortar, require more physical people there to operate type of businesses. But at the same time, I'm hearing, the experts like yourself are saying this is the time to venture out. This is the time to start that dream business, that dream entrepreneurial venture, start that entrepreneurial journey now. Is this really the best time to do that?
This is the absolute best time, because there's been so many shifts Again, like you mentioned, either people have been furloughed, they may have been terminated from other positions. And the thing is that there's going to be an even greater demand for entrepreneurs, for people who may work gig jobs. So maybe they are contractors. They may not necessarily be able to get formal W-2 positions anymore, but they may out as independent contractors. People are gleaning for the skill sets, they're gleaning for the information, and what typically keeps a lot of people stuck is they feel like everything's got to be perfect and every single I has got to be dotted and every T's got to be crossed. That's not necessarily the case at all. This is the perfect time for you to be able to, again, network and to be able to begin working on what you want to be able to present. So this is the perfect time.
So with that being said, let me ask you this. How has this COVID situation affected how you interact and spend the time and continue to be supportive with your own family?
Well, I've had to go ahead and reestablish some boundaries because a lot of times family members think that just because you own your own company or you're self-employed, that you have a whole lot of available time to be able to speak with them. And so they're not always respectful. You're not in agreement. They're not always respectful of your time and not always thinking that you do have a schedule. And so, of course, making sure that I am, first of all, maintaining a set schedule, making sure that I'm maintaining a calendar, and also communicating and saying, listen, if it's an emergency and you need to reach me, text me, and then I can determine whether or not this is a great time for us to be able to speak. If not, I'm going to have to call you back after so-and-so amount of time. And so again, it's just being able to set those clear boundaries, being able to communicate and let people know, hey, I still care, but again, I do have to go ahead and maintain this business.
So what are some things that you would suggest for people to do over the next 6 to 12 months to position themselves to continue to stay successful? You mentioned the virtualization so you can have a wider audience and have more a longer lifespan for content. But what are some of the other things that people can do to remain successful, especially in these next 6 to 12 months in the election year?
First of all, they need to read as much as they can about trends that are happening within their industry. They need to pay very, very close attention, of course, to...
You are like the fourth, fifth person that said that, say the word read. I just want the listeners who's been watching the show for the past few weeks, everybody is saying read. Read. So listen to Lady Adina here. She's saying read.
Yes, and so even if you cannot physically pick up a book or a magazine, there are enough Audible books that are out there. So if you need to be able to listen to downloaded books while you're exercising or while you're cooking, whatever you may be doing, make sure that you're staying informed. You can always go ahead and find, again, other ways for you to become visible. Perhaps you can go ahead and offer to be on someone's podcast. Perhaps you can offer to be on someone's Facebook Live because they cater to business owners or they cater to a particular segment of people that you want to be able to serve. Certainly go to where those potential clients may be and start listening to what their needs are. Because a lot of people tend to offer what they believe that people want, but they don't always ask the questions of the people that they want to serve to make sure that they're on target. And so once you get that information, you can then come back and start retooling your processes, start seeing whether or not you have the capability to be able to offer it, or if you can collaboratively be able to produce what needs to be done.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. So right quick, what are some of the new lessons that you've learned during this time? You know, COVID has hit, the world has changed, it's jumped, turned on its head. What are some of the things that you learned that helped you out?
First of all, making myself more available, I think, to people. I am naturally a very shy person. A lot of people don't believe that, but yes, I am. That is typically my personality. Business, when you're in business, you have to go above and beyond, and you have to kind of break out of any shells that you allowed yourself to stay in. And so pretty much I found myself in a place, including doing this. I am not really a fan of video so much, but I have found myself since COVID actually launching virtual lunch and learns with a business associate.
Hey, everybody, real quick. If you think that Miss Adina Collins is shy and shy on the camera, say yes in the comments below right now. And I don't think I'm going to see a lot of yeses right now. If you think that she is great on camera and she's not shy, say you go girl. Just put you go girl in there right now for me. Keep going, Mr. Davis.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think also your voice matters. And so a lot of times we feel like we don't really stand out in the midst of a crowd. And so the thing is that although we may sometimes be in the same field, we all have different perspectives, and our perspectives are all valuable. And so again, being able to find a way to be able to express that, whether you are writing a LinkedIn article, again, you're offering to use your voice, whether it's through writing, whether it's through communicating, speaking to smaller groups, whatever it may be, there's ways to be able to do it. And I think also too, this is the perfect time for you to be able to really show who you are as a person. And so a lot of times people are able to see that in the service that you provide. It may not always be something that you
Authenticity.
Authenticity, absolutely. It's not always about getting paid, although that is the ultimate goal of a business owner, to get paid. The thing is that when people feel like you bring value and that you are definitely concerned about who they are as a person, and certainly of their business, then they're going to want to do business with you. And so I think that's some of the things that I have learned in particular. And two, there's really no silly idea during this time. That one silly idea could be the multi-million-dollar idea.
They saying something there, so don't hold your light under a bushel because you don't think that it's gonna shine. Just try it. Just basically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. So you share so much knowledge, so much wisdom with us, so we definitely appreciate that. How can we reach out and connect with you? Tell us about your business.
Sure. Well, I'm the CEO of Fortitude Financial Consulting. And so we are based in Dallas, Texas. And so we offer virtual CFO services. I'm also a personal finance and business coach. And also I can help people to be able to reduce their taxable income legally. And so you can definitely reach me actually through my website, which is www.fortitudefinc.com. You can also reach out to me by email, which is contact@fortitudefinc.com. You can also follow Fortitude Financial Consulting on most of the social media platforms as well.
Awesome. So I've been showing your graphic up while you were talking so they can see all your social media connections there that they can reach out to you via whether it be Facebook, Instagram, and everything. So thank you so much for that. So just, I guess, parting thoughts. What great insight would you like to leave the Career Coach Talk audience with today?
Take the limits off yourself. Take the limits. There really are, the only limits that you have are the ones that you place on yourself. And so if you think that you can't do it, there are plenty of people out there that can show you that I thought the same thing, but I still did it, and I pressed through any of my doubts and my fears, and it still got done. The second thing is try not to be so tied to just the result of what you're looking for. A very wise person recently shared with me, you have to really focus on the what and the why.
Sounds like sage advice, and we definitely appreciate you for that. You guys, this is Miss Adina Collins, the CEO of Fortitude Financial Consulting, and this is your show today here at Career Coach Talk. Thank you guys for watching the show today. Thank you, Lady Adina, for being with us. And come check us out again next week when we bring you even more wonderful content and great people that are doing amazing things. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch up with you next time. I am your coach, Roger Sveen. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching today's episode of Career Coach Talk. Are you ready for your next professional version of yourself? Come visit us at mdself.com. Schedule your free consultation or reach out to us via email at coach@mdself.com.